I have been thinking about how to add extra little traditions or special memories to the holidays because this may be a tough one for a lot of us. And I think adding these special bits, it can lift our spirits and add a little creativity to our holidays. So I was thinking about using old photographs and how this is for a place setting. So like I would put one at each place setting with a photograph of that person and have everyone talk about the memory of that day or of that photograph. And this is just something I printed up on my computer, so it's nothing fancy. I put it on a piece of junk mail. So this is a flyer from a real estate agent that came in the mail. I put some gesso on it. You could either use your brayer, which is what I did to create this texture. You could use a small paint roller. You could use a paintbrush. These are collage pages from an old class I took, but you could also use wrapping paper, especially if it's matte. I wouldn't necessarily use the shiny one, but the matte ones would add a beautiful background to this. And then all I did was stitch it on because it's not the original photograph, so it doesn't really matter. You could also glue it on if you wanted to, but I love the look of the stitching. Another thing you could do if you wanted to pass down photographs each year, which would be a great tradition to start, is to pass down these beautiful memories. You could just use a paper clip. I would use like a gold one or maybe a different color, but I think that is gorgeous. Another way that I did this, here's one I'm working on. Now this is on the watercolor paper, and this is just from one of my coloring books, or my coloring book. I don't have multiple coloring books. I tea-dyed it as well, and then I ripped it out because I wanted these flowers because they make me think of my mom. And then I have another little collage bit that was just something random. Now this photograph is even older, and what I thought would be beautiful about adding one, so like not everyone in the family would know who these people are, and how great that would be for parents or grandparents to have that memory sparked and tell stories of these people. I mean, again, what a beautiful thing to pass down. And then I just used this collage paper again, just printed it up from my computer, nothing fancy, and put my mom's name on it. Now what I would probably do here is glue all this stuff down underneath, and then maybe I would stitch this photograph on top. I think that would be really pretty. And another way to use your coloring book pages is, here I just tea-dyed this one, more collage paper, and I wrote up this name for my husband, so I think that I would probably glue all this down and then stitch the name on to give it a little texture. Oh, another great idea would be if you have kids and you have a holiday coloring book, you could tea-dye the pages and put Santa Claus on one and put a reindeer on another and a Christmas tree. And you could even have, before you put them down, have the kids color them in. So they're part of creating something beautiful for the dinner table. So this one is also on, you can see just sold, on the junk mail and the gesso. I just divided it in half. And this is a little children's poem, or what are those called? Fairy tale? No. Anyway, you could use a poem or song lyrics, or you could even use an old letter from a family member and tea-dye it and include that in it so it makes it even more meaningful. This is a picture of my husband when he was a little boy. He still plays the piano, still has those cheeks. And I got this out of a book. I just thought it was pretty and would make for a nice little collage bit. Another thing I could do, like if you have pages from an old book that have things that are memories, kind of like this one that I said, reminding me of my mom, right? Flowers. She's always loved to garden. She taught me how to arrange flowers. You can find little things that remind you of them. So if someone's into trains, you might include that in the background. Like I might cut out his little back and then have the train somewhere in there. It's just really exciting to think about new ways to celebrate our families this year And also, if you have lost someone, and I'm so sorry if you have, it would be a really great idea if, excuse me, sorry about that, if you put photos of them in each place setting and then had everyone tell stories about that person. Wouldn't that be such a beautiful way to honor that family member?